What's up, Capoeira Nation? Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience Podcast. Thank you so much for coming back, for tuning in, and keep training Capoeira and keep being part of the Capoeira community. That's all this is about. The connect with the community, connect with Capoeiristas all around the world, and especially those that's why I like traveling, man. Because is the traveling helps me to get connections and make new friendships like my special guest today, because it's cool to get those connections traveling, and you never know who you get connected, and sometimes those friendships last who even know how many years. But oh, sorry, oh man.
You can edit that.
So then so please let me introduce you to Instructor Calado. How you doing, brother?
Hey man, I'm doing great. I'm doing really good. I'm in Florida, getting ready for Miss India's event, spending some time with family over here. I know we just saw each other in Michigan, which is really awesome. I'm really
Yes.
hoping to travel a lot
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, for
Really
sure,
hoping to
man.
get out. I know you guys got your event in October.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
yeah, yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, our second Bachisao is going to be in October. It's going to be a really, really nice night
It's exciting.
lineup. It's gonna be really cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But besides that, I'm doing really good. I'm like, this year is gonna be good. I think. I'm really looking forward to it. Last year, everything's unsure. Well, I think this year is gonna be a lot better in terms of like doing capoeira and meeting more people and
Yeah, yeah.
just getting the work out.
Yeah,
The literal work that we're doing out to people.
100%. Yeah, yeah. And those connections, like I said before, I love traveling, because if I don't travel, I wouldn't get to meet you there on the event and connect, and build a relationship and have friendship, and that's all this about, is just connect with people. And I think the people that do capoeira is a people, because we just love people, and without people there's no capoeira.
It's so crazy. I agree with that. It's so crazy. It's at Baz's event where we met. A guy came up to me. This guy Tiburão is a student. Forget exactly where he's from, but
Wait,
he came up to
Tubarão?
me. He's like, "Oh, yeah, not
Oh,
it's Vitor Tiburão, Florida, but is he your student?
wait, the ball guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's from Ohio. Yeah, yeah,
Ohio. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
he
A
he came up.
monitor Tubarão.
Okay. So he came up to me and he's like, "Oh, I love like your the blog and stuff that you're putting out." And this is the thing, is like for me, this has happened before where people like tell me that they've read my blog articles,
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude, I cannot believe that people are actually reading this.
that's right. Yeah,
It,
right. That's
I-
funny.
it's like I'm sure it happens to you with your blog. People say like, "Oh, your blog is awesome! Like this
Yeah,
is the coolest thing ever."
yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like, you actually read this? Like, who's reading
I know,
this?
I know.
And
I
it's
say the same
not.
thing for the podcast. Yeah,
Yeah, this is super. But I'm glad people are getting something out of it.
a hundred
It's the
percent.
whole reason I'm doing it is for people to get something out of it, and
Yeah,
to know that someone's reading it and they enjoy it, and they get something good out of it. I'm like that's awesome. That's
yeah,
a huge like blessing basically.
yeah, 100%. Because it's the same. Like you never know who you're inspiring out there. Because sometimes people read those kind of stuff, and they don't either comment on the blog or the podcast, or they don't really vocalize or on comments on anything until they see you, until they see you in events, and they be like, "Oh, dude, I read your blog like a couple times, and or I really love the blog that you do." And you just like, dude, I didn't know people read this stuff or listen to podcasts,
Yeah.
and sometimes people like approach me and be like, "Oh, I really like the podcast." I was like, "Oh man, I don't know who's listening to the podcast." Because is I know people listen to it, and I love having that content for people to get connected with the community and learn from the community. But it's because they don't on the statistics or the stats for my podcast doesn't tell me like the exact location where people are listening to. So it's
Yeah.
it's it's as a little hard to track. It just tells me numbers, and but at the end of the
it's
day, I
it's
love sharing this.
what's so cool is like on the blog you can tell which country people are reading the articles from,
Oh yeah,
and there's like a large number of people from like Singapore who are reading my articles.
that's so funny. That's so
It
funny.
And
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I can't, I just imagine there's like this group of people in Singapore who just all like know about me. And I'm like, well,
You
it's
should reach
crazy to
out
think
somebody in
about.
Singapore, be like, you guys are gonna do a
Yeah.
workshop?
Yeah. Yeah, for real, for real.
Hey, Capoeira Nation, I'm very happy to announce our workshop with Formanda Coruja, or also known as a Formanda Joy, all the way from New York on May 14th here in Indianapolis, hosted by us here in the Capoeira Brazil, Indianapolis. And this is going to be a 2 hours full of Capoeira. The first hour is going to be full class with Formanda Joy. And we are going to have right after that a full hour of Hada, or full hour of us moving, connecting, and playing as much as you want and as much as we can. The early bird is going to end 1 month before the workshop, okay? Make sure you register, click the link below, and come join us on May 14th, 2022 for this amazing workshop with Formanda Coruja.
I don't know. I think that's like the thing with like people who do like this content creation for capoeira. It's like I think it's important. So much of like
Totally.
our world now is content creation.
Yeah,
And if you wanted to introduce people to capoeira, like how would you do it? It's like in my mind, I would get somebody who's very popular with young people or whoever, and or whatever the demographic is I'm trying to reach. And I would be like, hey, can you post something about this on your platform? Like that's how chess became really big in the Twitch streaming world.
Oh,
There's
really?
one guy. Yeah, there's one guy. His name is XQC or XQC, something like that. He's a very big Twitch streamer. And while these games were loading, he would play chess games. And so after a bit, people were like interested in it. He started inviting grandmasters and other like really high level people to do it.
Yeah.
And then those people started doing their own Twitch streams. And
that's so funny.
That's how the chess is huge now because of that. Like that is the
how it
bridge.
started.
Yeah, that is how it started. And
That's
I
so
know
funny.
that for many martial arts, for example, you have that too. Like the UFC, think about jiu-jitsu. The UFC was for jiu-jitsu.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And now jiu-jitsu is so popular today. Like everybody does jiu-jitsu.
So popular. Yeah. Everyone does jiu-jitsu. And I can imagine that it's going to be a similar thing for capoeira at some point. But it's just a matter of like, you know, how do we reach the audience? How do we get them? And once they're there, once they're here, who else is talking to them? You know what I mean? And for me, it's like people like you who are like doing your podcast.
Or like you doing the blog.
Or me doing, sure.
Yeah, like us. Yeah.
And yeah. And I think it's important because people 100%. Have all these questions when they first come in. Oh, how do you set up the bateria? You know, how do I buy a game? You know, what do I need to bring when I'm traveling to an event? What is the graduation system? People always have these questions.
Yeah.
And when I started this blog, there were no answers really. There were some things here and there, but it was for this one group.
Yeah.
For this, like little bits, but it wasn't a whole complete picture.
Yeah. So just to clarify for whoever is listening to this, so Calado has a blog where he posts all kinds of stuff. He's post capoeira, and your target is mostly for beginners, pretty much, right? So for people to come to your blog and be like, oh, what is capoeira, and they go to your blog and be and pretty much whoever is new or outside of capoeira, right? Is that your pretty much your target?
Right. It's mainly it's like 90% them.
Okay.
And then it's like the real goal, especially in the beginning, was just to answer basic questions that people had.
Okay.
Whatever basic question you could think about, I would try to write an explanation on, try to give like, you know, references that people could kind of follow.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing too. It's like, you know, it's not just my opinion. My opinion doesn't really count for very much. My idea was always just to say, like, for example, what's the belt system? It's like, well, depends what group you're in. If you're in this kind of group, for example, likely you have like the Abada system.
Yeah.
You kind of explain what
popular,
that is. Yeah. And then you also have the one that's based off of the Brazilian flag.
Yeah.
Green, yellow, blue, blah, blah, blah. And that has a history too. that has a history, and the idea is kind of to explain how these belts came about. Like, for example, Abada, why did they have the red cords? When they were doing their competitions back in the 60s, they thought a red cord would look really cool. They were young guys, you know,
Yeah,
that's what young guys do. They just, whatever. They tied around the red cords, and then they created a belt system that kind of resembled, like Taekwondo, things
yeah.
like that.
Do you
So
have on the blog like why is black cord?
oh man, I'm not sure if I remember, but actually my understanding is that it's like it's black because it's like it's an homage to the slaves, basically.
So Capoeira Brazil was the first group to create the black cord, the mestre black preta, the preta cord.
Yeah.
So how Paulão, Boneco, and Paulinho they came together is to honor Zumbidos Palmares. So
Yeah.
is
Okay.
to the month. I think it's I don't remember. I don't remember. It's a big. I think it's January. I forgot. I don't remember if it's Zumbi. I forgot. Man, I forgot. But
I think it is Zumbidos Palmari. That's what I've
yeah,
heard.
in
Yeah.
January, and then that's why Capoeira Brazil got founded in January 1989 too, and then they put the black cord on his honor. So that way, and the Capoeira Brazil pretty much created the first black cord, and then now there's a few groups that now has black cord too.
Yeah, yeah. And that's like a thing that most people don't know about. But like, how cool would it be to just be able to Google search it and you can find it? You can Google
100%.
search so many things now,
Yeah, that's
and
totally true. Yeah,
this information is freely available. If you want to learn how to build a car, like you can
dude.
just
Yeah,
go on Google.
I
You
know
can
you.
just go on Google and
Yeah,
build a car.
yeah. Pretty much, you can literally build a house just watching YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, just watching. Yeah, just watching
Yeah,
YouTube videos. How
yeah,
crazy!
dude,
And
that's
like
funny.
now, actually, so the question I always have is like, oh, why isn't this information available for people who are interested in capoeira? And
Yeah,
this information, it can be difficult because there's different perspectives and things, but
100%. Yeah.
that should also be included in there. I think
Oh yeah,
there's no reason we
totally.
can't include it. The internet's infinite. There's no limit on
Hundred
how
percent.
much we can write, how much we can produce. But
Because
I'm
at
sure
the
you were.
so sorry, go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. No, yeah, I was going to ask. You remember when YouTube? You remember YouTube in the very beginning?
Yeah, it was like 1 minute,
Okay.
and then they increased to 5 minutes.
Yeah. But I remember going to Hondas and stuff. This is like 2007 when I just got started. You couldn't record anything.
Oh
No one would
yeah,
want you to record anything. Yeah,
yeah,
because that was the idea at the beginning. They didn't. I don't really understand it, but my feeling was that people uh, felt like, this is my knowledge, and it's not
yes,
something that I want to give freely.
yes.
Whereas now the whole universe,
You
every
switch.
category, every card, yeah, building a car, building a house, everything is all flipped over. So
Yeah,
people want to get this information for free. They
yeah,
want
hundred
to give
percent.
as much as possible, much as
Yeah,
possible.
yeah,
It's a different world in a sense.
yeah. We're right now on what is it? Information area. We're like the era of like you can find anything, like you just said, anything you want to do, and then it's just the matter. And the funny thing too is just like we have so much information out there that sometimes people don't even want to look at it. Because when we started, what year you started again?
2007.
2007. When we started, and we were like, man, where can I find capoeira music? Where can I find how to play berimbau? Where can I find how to play atabaque? How can I learn the stuff? I want to learn all this kind of stuff. And to this day, sometimes not everybody, okay, do not put everybody on the same boat. But sometimes you tell people all this information is on the internet. You can go literally find it. And
Yeah.
they come back. Do you look at it? No. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But, I
Well,
mean,
I think this is so interesting because I talk to a friend about this every once in a while, and he always tells me this is like he's like my counter argument a lot of times, and I love that he do that for me because he always says, "Well, the nice thing about back in the day was the people who really wanted it, they would be asking questions. They would be the
100%.
ones coming up for you and ask, oh, what is this? What is it?" And I agree with him, except those people will always be around. Those people who are
That's true.
hungry and they're
That's true.
thirsty. And I call them the one percenters, the guys who are like, doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, they come to class,
Yeah. Yeah.
they'll always be there and they'll always be hungry.
Yeah.
But I think what the internet's allowing us to do is to reach the next layer of people. It's
Yes.
not just the one percenters anymore. Now
Yeah.
it's okay, maybe the next 25 or 30% who
Yeah.
they're interested, but they don't want to ask a million times how to do this or that.
Yeah.
They want the information presented in a organized way, and they want to have some idea of what's going on, and then they'll participate on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe they'll never be instructors. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Maybe it'll grow. Something in them will grow to that level,
Yeah.
so they won't want to do anything with capoeira until much later. But I think we kind of give more opportunity for those people to participate, be part of
100%.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
community.
Totally. Totally. And then before we keep going, what is the social media so people can find your
Oh
information, your
yeah,
blog?
yeah. Mine is Dende_arts, and it's my Instagram handle. I don't have a personal one. It's just Dende Arts is.
No,
So
that's
my
nice.
name is
That's awesome.
Calado, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like Dende Arts. It's like the business
No, that's
part.
perfect.
Yeah.
No, no, that's perfect. So if you're listening to this, go there, follow Calado there because there is a lot of really, really cool information. Like even I saw information on how to like stretch. I forgot the name of the title of the. It's a. I saw the picture where like you have the yoga block and stretching. I forgot the name of the post, but it's
Yeah, for the knee.
I think
There's a
I think
recent one,
so.
I think.
Yeah,
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 I think. Mhm.
but it's really cool information because you get like you said it's information that is not fully available out there, and then if it is, you really gotta look at it and then or look for it. But there, man, you have so much information there, and then definitely go check it out. And I'll put the link somewhere in the Instagram post, Facebook post, anything. But go check it out. There is really cool. A lot of really cool information.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, of course. So what was the inspiration for you to get a blog, to create a blog?
Oh, that's actually funny. I actually wanted to make a blog in 2010,
Okay.
and I only started it in 2000. No, I wrote one article in 2010. I was a green yellow cord, like second belt,
Okay.
and I was writing some stuff down, and I had an idea. I put it. It was just like forgot the website that it was on at the time. It was like some blogging website. It's just early still.
Okay.
But the reason I didn't end up continuing it was because at the time I'm like, oh, no one's gonna care to listen to what I have to say. Like it's not interesting. But what I realize now is that was very wrong. A lot of people are actually very interested in seeing the progression, the
Yes.
journey from zero to boom, all the way at the
100%.
top. And I wish I wrote some articles
Yeah.
back then
Because
and
it
had
is,
that.
yeah, totally. Because sometimes people just like you said, sometimes people want to see how you did it, how you got there, instead of being
Yeah,
like, well, I started in 2007, and then now 2022 I'm here and I have this core. But what
yeah,
happened in between,
yeah,
and
yeah,
how the because a lot of people want to know how to overcome frustrations and how to overcome, especially with capoeira, like, man, I can get this moment, how can I pass
yeah,
that? Like, I want
yeah,
somebody out there pass through that. So how people can find it and all stuff. That's why I tell on the podcast all the time. Even if you have one class, come talk to me about your experience in capoeira, because I want to know, because I've been doing this for 22 years, 21 years now, and I want to remember how it's to be a beginner again.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean? What are you went through? What are you going through? Because I'm going to have beginner students, so that way I can use that information to help my beginner students. You know what I mean? So I can learn from you too, and then it's a cycle. It's an entire cycle.
yeah. It's so funny. I had a student ask me, oh, what do I do when the other person's doing like a handstand or a floreo or something like that? And it's like, I had that question, I remember
Yes,
back
yeah,
when I
yeah, yeah.
started, and it's a common question. And I felt like
That's true, 100%.
yeah, I didn't have a good answer for them at the time. I was like, you know what? I forget what I said exactly, but afterwards I was like, you know, I could I mean, I could probably write something about this,
Yeah.
the writing also helps, you know, get all your thoughts out as well.
Oh yeah, totally. And the cool thing too is just like here to 5 years, somebody asks you again, he's like, oh wait, I wrote about this. You can probably back read it and be like, the information is always going to be there.
Yeah. I actually I do that a lot actually with
That's
books that I
awesome.
read,
Oh,
articles and
cool.
stuff. I write a lot of notes, and I have my
Yeah,
own note-taking application where I do all this stuff. Yeah, I'm
that's
very
dope.
like
Yeah,
organized with these things.
that's
Yeah,
dope.
all this information stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. So coming back to the same question, so how can you describe the motivation for you, like the motivation that you got for you to be like, man,
Yeah.
I think I can put this on a blog. You know what I mean?
I like I said, I originally wanted to do it because I was just interested. I just thought it'd be so cool for there to be a blog about capoeira. I'm not even sure that there was one at the time, 2010. Maybe there was, but I thought that maybe it would be fun to like write down my experience about it.
100%. Yeah.
But it wasn't until like 2016 where I was like, oh, I'm really going to start this blog, because
Okay.
I really felt that there was just not enough capoeira related content. I think at that time, 2016, there really was like, there was an old blog called the Capoeira Connection,
Okay.
but they didn't really put anything out anymore. And
Yeah.
since then, and between that time, there just was nothing really. So I was like, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to write a bunch of stuff. It was terrible. My writing was horrible. I remember it was like so bad, and and the audience like, didn't really grow that much. You measure your audience by page views per
uh,
month. That's that's how people normally measure it. So
okay.
a
Works very similar to a
really,
podcast.
yeah. So like the top blogs, they'll get in the hundreds of thousands of views,
Okay.
page views per month, hundreds of thousands. It's crazy. Uh, then you have more normal blogs, hobbies, things like that. They'll get maybe like 10 to like 40,000, something like that.
That's still a lot.
It's still a lot. And
Yeah.
then you'll get like people more in the beginning are under 10,000. So
That's
this is
that's
kind of
still a
how
pretty good
you,
number.
yeah. So this is kind
Yeah.
of how you can measure your blog and
Okay.
how it's doing. And for me, it was like stuck at like 500 page views a month. And I was like, this isn't really worth it for 500.
I
What am
know
I doing
that.
wrong?
Yes.
So I took a course on writing a blog, and that course really did help me a lot. I
Yeah.
I I will try to do that as much as I can,
Yeah.
educate myself. That's why, for example, I took like Mr. Cueca's instructor's course. I thought that
Okay.
was very important. I've taken other courses on knees over toes guide and all this other stuff to just try to educate myself as much as I can on
Yeah.
different things that I'm working on. But the blog course did help a lot. And so, yeah, I would say yeah. So page views went up a lot, like not quite at 10,000 yet, but getting close,
Oh,
getting
really?
closer.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's getting closer.
Yeah.
I do want to hit that 10,000 mark,
Oh, yeah. Totally.
uh,
Totally.
it's a whole art. It's a whole art in and of itself. You kind of
Yeah.
have to figure out how to, how to direct the content that you're creating.
What about this? Like, and I don't know if this probably works. How, because you make a lot of like video content on Instagram, and
Yeah.
what if you use the information from the blog to create kind of like a voiceover of the movements that you are doing, and be like,
Yeah.
if you want to read more about this, go check out my blog. Just like a little 2 lines and be like, you can do this movement or you can stretch like this. You wanna know more? Here's my blog.
That's a great idea. Yeah, it's a great idea actually. I haven't thought about that. Yeah, I've never thought about combining them really. Because right now, that's such a great idea actually. Yeah. I think most people think about social media in a weird way. It's like like people people use social media almost just to get followers, and
Yes,
it's like
100%.
and you need like a goal. Like my goal was always
Unhealthy way to to find social
yeah,
media.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
In my view, it's like social media is a tool that you use to bring people to, at least for me, to my website.
Yes.
And in my website, they'll either be interested in classes, they'll be
Yes.
interested in the blog, or they might be interested in buying some, digital product
Yeah.
that I can
Yeah.
have.
It's a promotional tool, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
promotional tool, and you're
Yeah.
providing some sort of value. You want to make sure that
100%.
people get the information that they need and that they want, and that you're providing a lot for them to feel
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is somebody who is invested in my development and my growth.
100%.
So
Yeah.
that's why. So I would hope, and that's why someone would follow me.
Yeah. 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 And that way, because a lot of people that goes to social media, they don't want to read a lot. So they more visual. So a lot of people, and you can probably add subtitles too, and it takes a little more work, but it's probably gonna be worth it at the end for the numbers that you're going to be getting or traffic you're going to be getting to your blog.
I like your idea. I'm
Yeah.
gonna, I really like that idea actually a lot. I have some, it's getting to
Yeah.
some.
That's why I make the vlogs. So I don't know if the video blog when I go to Capoeira events, because I want people to travel. I want people
Mhm.
to connect with the Capoeira community, because and it's just like heartbreaking when people say like, we are a community. Yes, the community. I love the community. Wait, do you travel? No, I never travel. It's just like, what's the point?
Yeah.
So what's the point of
Yeah.
us talking about community as a whole when we don't connect with the community? I just connect with the
Yeah.
community in my city. So it makes no sense when we talk about the community, right? And then that's
Yeah.
why I make the vlogs. So it'd be like, the traveling is not that hard. And I have probably 5 hours is the max, which is Michigan, is the max that I can do for travel. And honestly, if 3 people go in a car, you split gas and you already have a really nice travel there. And then it's not that hard, and that's why I make the vlogs.
Yeah, it's so crazy. There's a guy in Russia, forget who it was, but he was doing blogs, or maybe it was a girl, I'm not sure, but they were doing
Oh, I think I know who you talk
vlogging.
about.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was such a cool idea, but I wanted more out of it.
Yeah, yeah,
And there's very few YouTubers who do capoeira. There's very
yeah.
few people who do YouTube and capoeira, and I've seen a lot of people try, and there's one guy, for example, his name is Pai Minhoca is his capoeira name.
Pinhoca.
He's in the
Yeah, 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 yeah.
UK.
Pinhoca. Yeah, I
Yeah.
follow him on
So he
YouTube
does. So he does a YouTube channel, and I like it. It's like
a
him
lot.
training most of the time and
Yeah,
doing stuff, and I'm like, this is great. Like, I wish more
super, super
people did
cool.
this kind of
Yeah,
thing. But I would love to see like a vlog of like someone training or traveling, like you said, and going around and like doing all these things like that. That's awesome.
yeah.
Like you doing that, like that's really cool. And but I
Thank
want
you.
to see more people doing it. I want to see more
Yeah,
people like doing all
dude.
these
And
things.
we have so much capoeiristas here in the US. And then if 10 more people do it, not everybody has to do that, right? But 10 more people do it, I think that would
Yeah.
be cool to get their insights.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think it's I think going back to like why I wanted to do
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
blog when in 2010, I was afraid because I was like a nobody at that point, and I think a lot of
Nobody.
people feel that way,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think a
yeah.
lot of people feel that way. They're like, oh, but like who's gonna want to listen to me talk about stuff? And I think like on some level, we have to kind of empower our students to take those risks,
Yeah, 100%.
because they're part of the community too, and they're a huge
100%.
part of the community.
Yeah.
Students are,
We
and
were
I think
there at some
if
point.
yeah, 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 of course,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And I want them to feel like, yeah, like this is something that you can change, you can make better, you can put your effort in, and you can make a
Yes.
real impact on the
Yeah.
whole community, not just in
Yeah.
your school, but in the whole community. You have that ability, and I want people to feel that way, even though
Yeah.
it definitely is going to be hard because they're going to feel like, oh, this person's been doing capoeira for 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, 30 years, whatever,
Yeah.
and I have 6 months. What can
Yeah.
I do?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
truth is, you can do
They
a
feel
lot.
intimidated. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, They're
100% agree
intimidated, but
with
the
you.
truth is they could do so much. And
Yes.
we can give them that power to a degree. And I think people are scared of it to some degree for some good reasons, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it's important to really empower them in the right way, direct them, guide them. That's our
100%.
responsibility. You know,
100%. Yeah,
it's our
totally,
responsibility
totally.
as teachers to
Yeah,
guide them
yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, to
And
empower them.
that's like my dream. Like, you know, like everyone feels like they can do something and then has the courage to and direction, you know, from their teachers and their mentors
Yeah.
to do those things.
Yeah. Is that pretty much one of your main inspirations to get the blog and to write on the blog?
Not really for the blog. The blog was more just a very, it was just like we don't have information on Google. We should have information on Google.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna write this stuff as
That's
best as
awesome.
I can
Yes.
and try to do it. But I did it after I was already like teaching, you know.
Yeah.
If I did it in 2010, I don't know. It's interesting to think about, you know, like
Yeah.
how it would have been different. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but regardless, I think it's good that it's there, and I would
Yes.
hope that there's a couple more blogs now online, but I'm interested to see more stuff. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see who else is going to do a YouTube channel
Yeah.
or maybe a live stream if it's possible.
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing those things.
Yeah. 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 Totally. Because it's the same like what you just said of people that just starting this. You imagine like if us we started this blog or this platform when we started, and then now fast forward to 2022 and be like, you know, like we're instructors now, and then we've been doing this for this long. You can just follow my entire journey from the very beginning.
Yeah,
I started this podcast when I was 6 months old in capoeira,
yeah,
and be like, you know, I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of information that I want to know. What if I interview the people? Like I come here and be, hey, Calado, you know, I have a lot of questions. How do you buy the game? You know, how I've been doing capoeira for 6 months. What do they do? What
oh
are people
man,
is doing?
yeah,
You know, and
yeah,
it brings that a lot of really, really cool information. And I think that we're really cool.
yeah.
I like that
That's
idea.
actually yeah, that's a really cool idea. Actually, I love that. I
Yeah,
saw that you interviewed one of your students
I
too.
did. Yeah, yeah, Colorida. Yeah, she's gonna be
Yeah,
listening to
that's
this.
uh,
Yeah, Colorida,
no, I thought that
I
was
know you're listening to this.
hey Colorido, what's up? No, I thought that was really cool because you know, I think that's important. You like to hear how a student thinks about something. It's like you said, because I just don't really remember that well
Yeah.
anymore. What it was like. I got some idea, but probably not that good of an
Yeah.
idea, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Because for us, I mean, we already, it's gonna sound kind of cocky, right? But we already know some stuff. And then be like, I already know how to
Yeah,
Jenga. I already know how to buy the game and when to buy the game, which is very important. When to know or how to know when to buy the game, and then how to buy the game
yeah.
and all stuff is,
Compared to someone who's been doing it for 6 months, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
of course.
it's always super cool to be like, hey, you know, now I've been doing this podcast since I started. Now 2022, you know, it's just like, and all the information is out there, you know. It's just, I think that was really, really cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
follow this guy who's learning like a one-handed handstand,
oh,
and he would constantly post like him doing it and sucking, and
dude,
it was
yeah,
motivation, you know,
yeah,
for people
100%.
who want that,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, because everybody, and that's the thing about social media too, you know, and everybody wants to post the perfect stuff. Everybody wants to look good on social media, but nobody wants to post about like when they fall or when they push the ankle doing the handstand, or
Yeah,
when, you know, when they lose the balance, or that day when you couldn't even get a handstand. And then because everybody wants to look good, because nobody wants to be judged, and then
yeah,
that ego part like hits you, you
yeah,
know, and
yeah.
then be like, I don't want to post this. This looks too bad. And then you do that again. Oh no, this handstand is not good. I gotta do it again. And then you get a video. Oh yeah, I'm holding it for 5 seconds now. Now I can post this.
Yeah, yeah, of
No,
course. Yeah,
man.
now I can post it. It's always
Yeah, no,
so silly.
we gotta do it. We just, there's no such thing as a perfection, and we fall, we learn, we Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and that's what's happening now. You see with like all the live stuff that's coming out, Twitch and everything else, and
Yeah.
everything's live. And when you're live, like you're
If
gonna
it
say
happens, it
dumb
happens.
stuff. You're gonna fall. You're gonna make a bad move, or if you're playing music, you're gonna mess up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
100%.
just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
I think people really are interested in that now. I think that's like
Yes.
and that's not my generation. That's like the generation after me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But but
Be
that
like, I felt too. I can show that. He's fine.
you
Yeah.
know what we're gonna see in the future? We're gonna see like some guy come in with an event. He's gonna have a camera like on his chest, and he's just
That
gonna
would be
be
funny.
like
That,
Twitch
that would,
streaming like live
yeah,
the whole event.
that would be really cool, dude. And be like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
streaming now, and then you
yeah, yeah,
just hanging out there. That would be really
yeah.
cool, dude.
The whole
Yeah,
thing. You
yeah.
go the event, the workshop, the party, like everything.
Dude, that would be so cool. That would be so funny. I think that would be
Oh
cool.
my god, I think that'd be cool. I'd watch some of that.
Oh yeah, oh
'Cause-
yeah. Cause he's funny. I like to watch YouTubers when they vlog. Yeah, cause each
Mhm.
for me, it shows like the real person, and shows like,
Yeah.
it's just me hanging out with a camera around. It's just like me showing you what I do around while I'm around here. So it's
Mhm.
just, I don't know. It feels a little more personal.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's why people like it.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
why
Oh,
people are so
yeah.
attracted to it.
Yeah. The funny
There's
thing is,
a
on my YouTube channel, the vlogs have more views than the interviews.
oh, for real. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's so funny.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah, he's funny.
Why? Oh my god, you want to hear something ridiculous?
Yeah, yeah.
So I wrote a blog article about how to move your pinky toe.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah. I
like
saw that one.
people have like a question like, oh, why can't I? And it's such a dumb question, like, oh, why can't I move my pinky toe? I wrote this article about it, dude.
Yeah.
It's the biggest article on my
No
website.
way. Oh man, that's so
Yes,
funny.
I'm like,
It's so,
why? It's like
and the funny thing is so random, right? And then but
it's
people
so
still want to
random.
know
Yeah,
about those kind of stuff. It's
yeah,
so funny.
yeah. I don't know. For some reason, I started doing research on it, and like I got really into it for some reason. I started like practicing.
Oh
Like at the
really?
airports, if I was waiting for something, I do this, my pinky toe, moving it back and forth, just trying to see.
How that
And then
works?
for
That's
some
so
reason,
funny.
yeah. Some people got really interested in that.
Nice. And do you have any event coming up, or that you have where you teach on, or
My
people can go
So
visit you?
I teach in Newark, New Jersey. There's a climbing gym there that I teach at called Method Climbing.
Nice.
Awesome space. You can go work out, rock climb, and do capoeira. It's
Dope.
awesome.
Yeah.
And my master is gonna have his winter event in
Oh,
2 weeks.
cool.
So
Where?
yes, in Newark, New Jersey as well. We're both in
Oh,
Newark.
cool.
Yeah. So he's gonna have it not this coming weekend, but the following one. So March 18th and 19th.
Oh, dope.
That's gonna be the next thing. Yeah, so I'm
Where
excited for
people
that.
can register for the event?
On Facebook, well, if they reach out to me on Instagram, they can do it, or they can also reach out to my Mestri, who's Mestri Cebolinha. They look him up on Instagram.
Oh,
They'll find
Cebolinha.
him,
Oh,
and they'll be
cool.
able to
Okay.
reach. Yeah. So they
Cool.
can reach
Okay.
out to him and ask. I don't know I don't know I could send you, I guess, the Facebook link
Yeah,
for the event.
totally.
Maybe.
I'll post it here on
Okay.
the notes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and you said 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks, March
Okay.
18th and 19th. So it's
Cool.
coming
Okay.
up. It's soon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very
But
soon.
myself, I'm always thinking about my batizado. Like it would be my first batizado too. So it's like a
Oh,
big
like
deal for me.
yours?
Yeah. But
Oh,
I don't know
dude.
when. I don't know when or how it's.
Oh, man.
I'm
Why
still.
not?
Yeah. Well, my group is pretty new still. Everyone's like about 3 months, maybe doing capoeira with
Oh,
me.
okay. Okay. It's still
So it's still
possible. Still
really new.
possible.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
possible for maybe this year. I was thinking
Yeah.
next year more, but
Next what?
next year.
Okay.
Next year I
Yeah.
would do it.
That would be a good time. Yeah. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. You can do it, man. It's honestly, and that's the other thing too about when we're teachers or instructors, we get intimidated and that's our intimidation for like
Yes, yeah.
events, and like us organizing events. He's like, dude, how did I do that? And honestly, is not hard. When you do it, you're like, ah, that's it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do. Let's
I
plan
think it'd
next
be
year.
fine. I think it'd be
You'll be
fine,
good. You'll be
honestly.
good. I'm pretty sure you'll be
But
good.
but I want to organize holidays. My goal for this year is really to organize regular holidays in New Jersey
Oh,
and try to get
cool.
people to come out
Yeah,
because I really want to build a New Jersey capoeira scene.
100%, man.
Like our problem, which is actually an interesting one, I think, is we don't have enough teachers.
Huh.
There's plenty of
Interesting.
places to teach capoeira, but we lack teachers. And New Jersey is a state where, so like, because you're in Indianapolis, it's a
Yeah.
city, and then you have maybe parts of the city.
Yeah.
New Jersey is kind of like a big city, and it's
Okay.
spread out over a big area, but there's so many urban areas. And there's people who want capoeira, and there people have reached out to me. Oh, do you have classes in Jersey City? Oh, do you have classes in Lyndhurst? Do you have classes over here? I'm like, I'm in none of those areas, and that's our issue. Our issue is I
That's
think
so crazy.
as a whole, I think as a
Yeah.
whole, our problem is that we just don't have qualified teachers teaching in a way that's
Yeah.
good and structured, and also we don't spend enough time like really preparing our teachers for the most part.
Yeah.
It's
That's very
a
common
it's a
in our
problem.
community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think in many martial arts too.
Yeah. 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 100%.
Jujitsu, I know, for example, they just kind of throw the guys in, and so it's everywhere. It's not
Yeah.
like a capoeira thing,
100%.
but
100%.
we could be doing so much better, and I know we can. I know we can do it a
I know
lot
too.
better. But that's kind of like my goal. My goal is to build up a generation of teachers who are qualified, capable,
Do it, man. Do it.
they see the path.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to see the future in capoeira,
Yeah.
my future in capoeira. But like I think with a clear understanding of what is possible,
Yeah.
what they can do, and they can make a living off of it, even if it's part-time or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Totally. 100%, man.
Uh, I think that's the next step, I think, for me right now.
Yeah.
At least for this year, it's like the hobbies and some other stuff, but it's a long-term journey, man. You got to
Yeah.
think about it and get
100%. You can do what I do, and it also depends of the public, right? Of the public that you have around the city. You can probably do open houses and in a park where you get a lot of traffic, like food traffic, and they just have flyers and informations there, and they just give it to people and just invite everybody, and they just be like, hey, like just bring flyers and bring information. And how many capoeira groups do you have around you?
in New Jersey. There's like one, two, maybe like six, five or six in
What,
the
really?
state.
What? How far apart from each other?
They're all pretty close. They're all pretty close. And
What? Oh, really?
yeah,
Dude, that's so crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
just gotta reach out to all the instructors and be like, dude, let's bring a capoeira together. So,
yeah,
fun thing about doing stuff together, and that's why I always also say on the podcast, I don't care about groups, I don't care about your capoeira
yeah,
style, I don't care, man. You just let's do capoeira together. And
yeah,
and when I started with Capoeira Brazil back in 2009, 2000, 2010, my friend that brought Capoeira Brazil to Venezuela, he told me, dude, capoeira in France or in Europe is so huge, so huge,
mhm,
because everybody help each other. If we say like, hey, let's say we live in the same city, and I tell you, Calado, have an open house here in downtown. Will you bring your people? Oh yeah, for sure. You bring 10, 15 people from your class, and I have 10, 15 people in my class. That's 30 people already there. That's a
yeah,
really nice harda right there. And then
yeah.
you
It's a
have
great
an open
hobby.
harda, and you be like, hey, Kashishi, I have an open harda next week at this place. You wanna do it? Of course, 50 people. And then that attracts people. People attracts people. And then
Yeah, yeah,
you grow your class, I grow my class, and we help each other. And then pops another instructor and be like, hey, Calado, Kashishi, you guys want to do an open harda? Let's do it. 50 people, 50 people, 5 people. Dude, and the harda keeps growing and they keeps growing. And when you see 10 years, you have
yeah,
a massive capoeira around here. So it's just,
yeah,
you just
yeah.
gotta take the
I
initiative.
agree, man. That's actually a great idea.
Yeah, people just, I wish I have that many capoeira groups around me.
Yeah.
Because it would
How
be
many groups
close.
are in Indianapolis?
Indianapolis is just me. But in Indiana,
No
in
way.
Indiana in
Really?
general, is Mr. Lovino has a student, but it's an hour from here. But we get together whenever we can. But it's still an hour is a drive. It will be 2 hours drive
Yeah,
in one
yeah,
day.
yeah.
So
It's
if
a
I have
trip. Yeah,
20 minutes drive, that's easy, man.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's amazing, dude. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. You're all alone in the city.
It's hard, dude. But the cool thing
Yeah.
is just like I have all my students and I just train with them. And
Yeah.
it's and that's why I love traveling too, because we don't have a lot of capoeira. So I tell my students, go travel so you can explore what playing with another capoeiristas feels like. Because
Mhm.
I grew up in a
Yeah.
very tight capoeira community. And I want my
Yeah.
students and everybody around here to know how that feels.
That's definitely how it used to be, though. You're talking about like early 2000s.
Yeah,
It was like, there's so many crazy stories, but,
I know. Yeah.
uh, but yeah, the community was definitely more like, don't go here.
Oh,
You can
dude,
only
I
go
hated it
here.
so much.
Yeah,
I
no one
hated
really
it so.
liked it. I
Yeah.
remember all the students were very, because all the students got along with all the other students.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't care. Like they
Yeah.
were
The
all having
problem was the
fun.
teachers, not the
It was
students.
mommy and daddy. They were all
Yeah.
mommy and daddy were fighting. That
Yeah.
was
That's funny, mommy and daddy. Yeah. They didn't like
yeah,
each other, mommy and daddy, and they like talk
yeah,
bad about the dad or
yeah,
the
yeah.
mom.
But the kids were fine. They were like all playing together and everything. That was always the thing. Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
much, totally, 100% what happened in Venezuela too.
yeah. Oh yeah, in Venezuela, you guys also had that.
Yeah, because so my friend, you probably know him, Alfalfa. Have you met him yet?
Alfalfa? No,
Instructor
I
Alfalfa?
don't
No.
think so. I don't
He
think so.
he he used to travel a lot around that area, like New York, Miami, all there. So he started in the same group, High School Brazil, where I started, and then like a year and a half later, he switched to Sensala. And then on that time, it was a huge rivalry on the in between the teachers, my group and Sensala group. And
Oh
then,
wow.
but him and us, we hang out together. And sometimes they were like, why you
Yeah.
guys hanging out together? You said Sala, we are Isis. I'm like, because it's my friend, dude. What are you talking about? He's like, I don't care. Problems with you. Not my friend. I'm not gonna hate him because he's in our group. And then
Yeah.
another guy joined us, and then another guy joined us. And then one day it's like half of the group, our group, and half of the group just playing in the hada or just like having fun, drinking or whatever, just hanging out together. And then
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
broke the barrier.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
That's
it
so
was really
cool.
cool. It was cool to see that transformation in the groups.
I'm really it's a slow transformation here in the Northeast,
Oh yeah,
but it is happening, and
yeah,
it's a lot with the newer generation
nice.
teachers who are, their mindset's different. They're very interested in bringing everybody together, but there is a lot of
So cool.
legacy momentum.
Yeah,
A lot of momentum from the older generations that are kind of pushing in a certain direction, and everyone else is kind of pushing in another. We'll
yeah.
see what happens, though. I'm really optimistic though about it. And like you
Same,
said, man, it
same.
just takes somebody has to take the initiative. Somebody has to
Yeah, man.
take on that responsibility and do the work,
Yeah,
get it done, and follow through. And that can be hard because obviously, we have our jobs. I work
yeah.
full
100,
time.
100%,
A lot
100%.
of
Yeah.
everybody,
Family.
basically everyone else does too,
Yeah, yeah,
of course. But you're right, man. Someone's just got to take the initiative and just kind of go
yeah. And
work.
is it takes work, but it's not impossible, And if we get together and we can do it, And sometimes in our group, we have people that have kids too, And then sometimes they bring the kids, and they just like everybody watch the kids
Yeah,
while the mom or the dad plays in the hada. And
right.
like so one of us is watching the kid, and like, okay, well, I'm back. I already play, and they come back to the kid, and then that's how we help each other, man. And then that helps for relationships. I
Yeah,
don't know, man.
it's awesome.
We just gotta get creativity
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
don't be afraid to
You're
ask
right.
for help.
It's all possible. Look at it. For example, you're doing your podcast, and you're working, and you're doing teaching capoeira, and you're
Yeah,
traveling.
yeah.
Like people can do it.
People can do it,
It's
100%.
it is hard, but people can do it.
But
People
it's
can do
fun,
it.
man. It's so much
That's why I
fun.
don't play video games, man. I
Sometimes when
If
I
I if
play
I if
video
I
games,
had a PlayStation, then it'd be over.
and sometimes when I play video games, I feel like, man,
Yeah.
I need to do something. I just play
Yeah.
for a little bit. It's just
Yeah.
like, wait, I forgot to do this, and then I forgot all the video game.
Yeah, I know. I do the same thing. I'm gonna play like a little bit today, and I'm like, oh wait, but first I gotta do this. But then I have this too, and I have like a list. Okay, and let me get this done for really quick, really quick, really quick. By that
Yeah,
time, it's like 1 a.m. and I'm like, oh, I have to go to
I
bed
know.
because I have
Yeah,
to work in the morning.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. It's same. And the
But I
last question.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. I enjoy this and talking to people, connecting with people, man. I really
Mhm.
love it. And at the beginning, like you said, you at the beginning of your vlog, is when I started the podcast, I hated it because it was like I was so awkward. I didn't know what to ask, how to ask, and I didn't know how to lead a conversation. And you just I don't know. And when I listened to me, I was like, ugh. I pause and I don't want to listen to myself, man.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is like I like it organic. I like to be very organic. And then
Love it.
the last question to wrap it up, because I know you with family and you gotta visit family there. So wh- what is it's hard because sometimes we talk and we can talk all day about capoeira. Like when we were
Yeah,
at
yeah,
mission.
yeah. I won't stop. I'll keep going.
Same. I can talk and talk and talk, man. So
Yeah.
what a good capoeirista means to you?
Oh
Or
yeah.
being a good capoeirista,
Yeah.
being a good capoeirista means to you?
That's a hard question. There's so many things you can answer that question with too,
100%.
because
Yeah.
capoeira is such a wide art. One of
Yes.
the, but I'll definitely say that one of the things that I've been thinking about recently, because there's so many leave it to the game, and music, knowledge, all this stuff. But I think one thing that I've been thinking about recently, it's been really important for me, is how much they're contributing, how much they see themselves as somebody who gives to the community in some way or another. And some people have like really amazing skills. Like I had a
100%. Yeah.
student who's really good at video editing,
Oh,
and
cool.
she like edited a video that's like on my. She recorded. I did the editing, but she did all the recording of this footage that I used for a video on my website, and like that was an enormous help for me and
Huh.
for for my teacher as well. I like edited another video for him based off of that footage.
Yeah.
There's people who do graphic design, who do web development, and if you believe in something, I think to some degree you want to help others
100%.
also believe in that thing, and also grow that community. And so I think I think that's not something that you do immediately. I think something you kind of grow into a bit.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's something people should think about a bit. Like, what can they bring? And everyone has skills.
100%.
So
Yeah.
I think
Totally.
part of being a good capoeirista is giving back to the community,
Yeah. Totally.
whatever that might mean for you, or
Yeah.
whatever your community might need. I
Yeah.
think
Totally.
that's a big thing.
And support the community also, or giving back to the community is not only about because a lot of people think that only giving back to the community is just doing something for a community, and the sense of like it's hard to put it on. But for example, for me, giving back to the community also it means traveling, to traveling to other capoeira people, and because your contribution to their group, your monetary contribution for the group,
Hmm.
for their event, is going to help them to bring the mestre, to pay for their space, to pay for the shirts, and then it's just a people, it's a team effort. And then if you don't go support the other group is not gonna be successful. And then once they are successful, you are gonna be successful in your class, because or you even if
Yeah,
you're a student, because and then they're gonna
yeah.
come support you, and it's just as a reciprocity thing, and it's just
I,
takes
I
time.
I think that's such a big thing. I think before we had this mindset of, if this person is winning, then I'm losing.
I
And I
know,
think
right? Yeah.
now the mentality is, and this is true. The more my neighbors are doing well, the better it's going to be for me.
Yeah,
And
100%.
I think people didn't realize this at first, and it's so sad because in the 2000s, for example, when capoeira was so much bigger,
Yeah,
people had this very negative mentality. But if they had
100%.
a very good positive mentality where they wanted to help everybody, help everyone grow, I think capoeira today would be much bigger than it is.
Totally,
You
totally.
know? So I think
But
it's great though that we have this shift mindset.
100%. Yeah, because I'm glad we're doing that now and realizing like, that didn't work that well. It works at
Yeah.
the moment, but
For the
it's not
moment,
working
yeah, it
anymore.
worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not working anymore for our generation, and
Yeah.
then we just making the shift, and I like it too. I agree with you.
Mhm.
And then what is the blog again for people to follow you there and then your social media?
Awesome. Yeah. It's they go onto my website, which is www.dendearts.com. So it's DENDE arts.com.
Nice.
They can go on there and they can immediately just press the button for the blog, and there's tons of articles on there.
Yeah,
There's well over 100 articles that
so cool, man.
have been
It's
written.
a
So
really
yeah.
really cool articles there, and so much information that you're gonna be reading a lot, and you're gonna be learning a lot. And
Yeah.
what are your social media?
Social media for Instagram is Dende Arts, and that's really it. It's just Dende Arts. You can find me on Instagram. That's like the main thing that I use. Besides that, it's the website. And people, can always feel free to reach out to me if they have questions or if they're interested in something. Like,
Totally,
absolutely.
totally. Go reach out and follow Calado there and check all the information. And what is the event again? The date for the event?
Awesome. Yeah, it's our event is called Escanta Winter, and it's going to be March 18th and 19th. And if they look up on Instagram, Mestre Cebolinha,
Okay.
they will find him, and they can ask him, or they can also ask me as well, whichever.
For sure.
For
For sure. Go there, check it out.
I'll give the Facebook event.
Yeah. I'll post all the links in here, and just make sure you check it out there. Go follow, help them, and everybody together. The more people we have in the heart, the more energy we'll always have. And then,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, awesome, man. Thank you so much. Let's keep in touch, and thank you for your time and spreading your information.
Yeah, thank you, man. It was really fun. I'm glad we got to talk. It was good.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, man.
Awesome, man. Take care.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being part of this episode one more time. And thank you so much for being part of the Capoeira community. I'm very happy you made it all the way to the end. Now, make sure you listen to the next episode next week or the following week or the previous episodes. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. And don't forget to reach out so we can have you on the podcast. Okay. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing journey in the Capoeira community. And I really, really hope to see you one time here in Indianapolis, or I'll see you in the Hada next time. Okay. Keep training, keep your Capoeira school, keep supporting your Capoeira school, and keep training, keep loving Capoeira, keep training, keep playing the Hada. I'll see you in the Hada next time.